Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new to me, I am Fo from mamaandmoney.com, where I teach you how to make and manage money to become financially free. And tonight we're going to be talking about how you can start your online business in 2021. You're not too late. Last year, I know a ton of people started online businesses with everything that was happening with COVID. So it's not too late to start your online business. And tonight we're going to talk about exactly how you can do that. So again, I'm Fo from mamaandmoney.com, where I teach you how to make and manage money to become financially free. Through my content, I've helped hundreds of women learn how to package their skills and expertise to make money online. And so again, today I'm going to be telling you how, or teaching you how you can start your online business this year. Now, before we get started, go ahead and share this video. I want it to reach as many people as possible. And if you are joining me for the first time, go ahead and grab your pen and paper so that you can take notes, because I will be giving you some gems that you want to write down. And then once you've done that, once you grab your pen and paper, once you're ready, go ahead and drop me a heart in the comments so that I know that you guys are ready to go. Now, if you happen to be watching this on the replay, I want you to type replay in the comments so that I know you are joining me from the replay, and I can say hello to you for joining me a little bit later on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be sharing the 5 steps to starting an online business in 2021, and quite frankly, at any point in time. And the thing is, what I'm about to teach you is not just applicable to an online business, but this is applicable to any business that you start. These are the 5 fundamental things that you need to do in order to start and launch a successful online business in today's world. All right, so again, grab your pen and paper, share this video to other people that you know it will be helpful for. All right, so let's jump right in. First things first, the first thing that you need to do to start your online business this year is to identify your niche. And I know some of y'all are like, what in the world is a niche? A niche is simply a specific area or topic that you will specialize in. And here's the thing, the more specific you can get with your niche, the better. The more specific you can get with your niche, the better. So here are a list of some profitable niches that you can look into, you can think about for your online business. Health and wellness is always a booming area. That is a booming area to have a business in. Finances, that is the niche that I am in, is also a great area to have a business in, especially online. Relationships and marriage. Relationships are always a good niche to be in as well. People always want information on getting married, being single, how to find their soulmate. So relationships is another good niche. Parenting is a good niche, a profitable niche to be in. Beauty, travel, food, those are all some profitable niches that you can start your online business in. So if you're wondering what area you should focus in, those are just some of the areas that you can start your online business in and be assured that you could be profitable within those niches. Now, that's not to say that no other niche is profitable, but these are definitely niches that are profitable in the online space in particular. All right. So the first thing that you want to do is figure out your niche. So I like to say finding your profitable niche. Here's the thing, when you start a business, you want to go somewhere that's going to be profitable. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you don't want to be in an oversaturated market. Here's the thing, the indicator of an oversaturated market. An oversaturated market tells you that it's profitable. And just because it's oversaturated, quote unquote, does not mean that you can't also be successful and profitable in that niche. So those are a few that may seem oversaturated, but they are profitable, and they're profitable for a reason, and they're oversaturated for a reason. Okay. So the first thing is determine the profitable niche that you want to be in based on your expertise and your interests. So don't just say, well, I want to be in the relationship niche, and that's not anything that you're interested in or that you're an expert in. You actually want to be interested in the niche that you're in, and you actually want to be an expert in that subject matter as well. Okay? So the first thing is identify your profitable niche. That's the first step. The second step is to identify your people. So first is profitable niche, and the second one is identify your people. And these are the people within that niche or within that area, that subject matter that you want to target. Who is your audience? Like, who are the people that you're targeting to sell your product or service to? And here's the thing, we're talking about online business. We're not talking about how to be a, social media influencer to build this brand or to build this large following. We're talking about how do we sell stuff online? We're trying to be a business. So your job is to determine who are the customers, who are the people that you're going to target your product or service to so that they can buy. That's the whole point of starting an online business. You want to identify people who are going to buy the product or service that you sell. So who within that niche is your audience, okay? Who is it that you're targeting? And then the biggest mistake that I see or that you can make in business is to think that everyone is your market. Like, you're trying to sell to everyone. And that's not the case. Not everyone is your customer, and you don't want everyone to be your customer. You need to be very specific about the people that you serve and the audience that you're trying to connect to. Because again, everyone doesn't need your product, everyone doesn't need your service, and you really do not want everyone, or you really do not want to be in the business of trying to please everyone. You need to really niche down and figure out who are the people, identify those people that you're trying to serve with a product or service. Now, when you know who you are serving, you can do a much better job at targeting them with your messaging and your content. If I know that I am specifically targeting women, I'm going to talk specific to women. I'm not going to message in a way that resonates with men. I'm going to talk in a way that resonates with women. So that's what you need to do when you're trying to figure out what it is that are the people that you're serving within your business. You need to figure out who those people are so that your messaging can resonate with them so that they can connect with your brand for your product or your service. So you really need to know who those people are. You need to know their gender. You need to know their age. You need to know where they live demographically. You need to know their income level. You need to know what interests them. You need to know everything about those people so that your messaging, your products, and your services can be designed for them. Okay? So the first thing that you need to do, step one, is identify a profitable niche. And then the second thing is to identify your people. Okay? And if you've been around me long enough, you know I love alliteration. So all of these are going to be P's, right? A profitable niche and then people. All right. So the third step, the third thing that you need to do to start your online business is to determine your product. Again, we are in business. We are selling a product or service. So you need to figure out what that product is. So the best products are products that your customers actually ask for. Create what they ask for, and you will never have a problem selling. Now, the biggest mistake that I made in my business early on was creating products that no one asked for. Now, by God's grace, I was able to sell literally everything that I've created. I've sold, maybe not as much of, but I've sold at least one of them. But the biggest mistake that I made was creating products that no one asks for. And it makes it very difficult to sell something that no one really wants or sees value in. And I mentioned this in the last live stream, like, very rarely are we creating something new in the market, right? You got your Apples, you got your phone companies that are creating things new. But for us, for the everyday, business owner, we're really creating stuff that's already out there, but we're making it specific for the people that we target. So the best product that you can make is something that your customers are already asking for, something that they want. If they say, hey, if I'm a fashion designer and they say, hey, I want a t-shirt that has front pockets in it so that I can throw my keys and my cell phone in it. Well, by George, make a shirt that has a front pocket so that your customers can have somewhere to put their keys and their phone. So listen to your customer. It goes along with connecting with your audience and understanding what their needs are so that you can create a product or service that they need, as opposed to creating something that you're going to try to force them to buy, because that is the hardest sell to make when you're trying to sell something that people don't think they necessarily need. So when you are creating your product or determining what your product is, it needs to be something that your audience actually wants and something that they actually ask for. Okay? All right. So first thing is find a profitable, you want to find a profitable niche. Then you want to identify your people. And then the third thing is you need to determine your product. What is it that you're going to sell? And then within that, you need to figure out, is it going to be a physical product? Is it going to be a digital product? You know, I'm a digital product girl. You know, is it going to be a service? If it's a service, is it a done for you service or is it a done with you service? Those are all things that you need to determine as you are beginning to start your online business. Okay. Now, the fourth thing that you need to do, might have lost my Instagram, folks. Let's get back on Instagram. 1 second. All right. Sorry, guys. I have a time limit on my social media and it clocked me out. So anyway, so number 4 is you want to determine your platform. We just gonna go back in like nothing happened, y'all. We're gonna keep going. You want to determine your platform that you are going to sell on. Here's the thing. Having an online business doesn't require that you have a website. I talked about this, especially in my course, Product to Profit. Not a shameless plug. If my students who are in there know this, I teach you how to sell without necessarily having a website. So in order to have an online business, you don't have to have a website. But here's the thing, without a website, you're pretty much like a nomad on the internet. Like you have no roots, and you don't want that. You want to have roots somewhere, but just know, just in case, you don't have to have a website to sell online. You can sell on social media. You can sell on platforms like Etsy if you have digital products or if you have physical goods. You can use landing pages. Like, the internet has made it possible for anyone literally to sell online without having to, 1, have a dime. You don't have to have money to start an online business. And 2, without having a website. So I'm going to put that out there. You don't need to have a website, but you need to know what platform you're going to use. If you're going to have a website, where is that website going to be hosted? Are you going to use Squarespace? Are you going to use Wix? Or are you going to use, what's the other one out there? WordPress. I use WordPress. You know, what are you going to use or Shopify? You know, what platform are you going to use to sell your product or service? And if you're not going to use a website, what other platform are you going to use? Like, what social media platform are you going to use? What other kind of e-commerce platform are you going to use to market your products or services? So the fourth thing that fourth step or fourth thing that you need to do, I'm tongue-tied, is to determine the platform that you're going to use to sell your products or services. Again, you don't have to have a website, but if you don't have a website, you are literally a digital nomad. You need to have some kind of home and ownership. I don't know if this was last year. It might have been 2019. Y'all may have remember when like Instagram was shut down. And literally, if you did not have if your livelihood came from selling on Instagram, then your whole livelihood at that day was gone. Like, you may have missed your sales numbers that you needed to make to hit your goals or whatever. So the thing about not having a website is like you are everything is out of your control. Because any moment, Facebook can say we're going away. Instagram can say we're going away. Twitter can say we're going away. Even YouTube can say, hey, we're going away. You need to have a home. You need to have a base point that you can direct customers to, just in case. You need to have some kind of ownership. So that is just my take on having a website. I do recommend having a website, but I do teach you how to sell without a website if you want to. All right. So if you're just joining, I'm Fo from MamaandMoney.com. I teach you how to make and manage money to become financially free. And with my content, I've helped hundreds of women learn how to package their skills and expertise to make money online. And today we're talking about the 5 steps that you need to take in order to start your online business in 2021. And I've gone through 4 of them already. So if you missed it, you're going to have to catch the replay, but I want to briefly go through it. The first thing is you need to find a profitable niche. The second thing is that you need to identify your people. The third thing is you need to determine what your product is. And the fourth thing is you need to determine what platform you're going to use to sell on. And I made it very clear in the beginning, we're talking about a business. We're talking about making money. We're talking about selling products and services. We're not talking about how to grow your following on social media. So the whole point of this is to make a product or service to sell, to make money, not to grow a social media following, but to have customers. So that is what we're trying to do, and that is what I'm teaching you today. So let's go to the 5th thing that you need to do to start your online business in 2021. The 5th thing is you need to determine how you're going to promote. Here's the thing about being online. Unlike a physical storefront, you are not going to get traffic just by happenstance, right? You know, if you're riding around town, you might pass by the latest store that just opened, and that's a way of marketing. Like, I guess what I would call organic marketing. You know, just have people passing by, and therefore they can learn about your brand just from passing by. That's not how the internet works. You have to promote yourself in order to be seen. There are billions of people online, billions. I don't even remember the number for Facebook, but it's a lot of people. So if you want to be seen, you have to have a strategy for promoting yourself. So when you're thinking about your online business, you need to understand what kind of content are you going to put out there so that people can learn more about you and your brand and your business. Okay? So what are you going to post on social media? Which platform are you going to use for promotion? Are you going to use paid promotion to get people to see your products or services? These are all things that you need to consider when you are considering opening or starting an online business. A lot of people don't think about that. For some reason, we have this mentality that if we build it, they will come. And that's just not the case online. You have to put yourself out there in order for people to find you. And you know, in this day and age, to be quite honest, you really have to pay for yourself to be seen online, because there are so many people online. Like, you have to pay to be seen. And that means like paid advertisement through like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, Pinterest, whatever the case may be. So you have to figure out, how are you going to promote yourself? And not only promote yourself, but how do you differentiate yourself from everyone else who may be selling a similar product or service that you are selling? Again, we talked about profitable niches, and I said there, you know, a lot of niches are very saturated and crowded because they are profitable. And with that being said, obviously you have a lot of people that you're going to be competing against. So the question is, how do you differentiate yourself? How do you stand out from a crowd of people who are selling the same thing as you? Y'all know, is a million people out here selling hair extensions. As a matter of fact, that was like one of my first business ideas that I had years ago before it like took off. I told my best friend, I was like, girl, we need to be selling weave because we were putting a lot of money into it. I was like, we need to be making some money back from this. And so one of my ideas was to sell weave. Now, we didn't do it. We could have, and we probably could have made a lot of money off of it, but it's now a saturated industry. So how do you set yourself apart when everybody's selling bundles? How do you set yourself apart when everyone's selling eyelashes, or everyone has their makeup line, cosmetic line, or everyone's selling t-shirts, or everyone has their boutique? How do you set yourself apart? Those are things that you need to think about as you are starting your online business. What is the spark that you have? What makes you different? There are a lot of people who are online teaching personal finance. There are a lot of people online who are teaching you how to start online businesses. But there's something different about me that causes you to jump on a live stream to listen to me talk. There is a spark that I have. There's something about my personality that resonates with you, that makes you want to listen to me ramble. for 30 minutes, right? Well, not really ramble, but give you valuable content, right? So you have to figure out what is it that differentiates you so that your audience can be attracted to you. How are you going to promote yourself? And not only promote yourself, but again, how are you going to present yourself online? How are you going to brand yourself? When we talk about a brand, online brand, people like to use brand and business interchangeably, and they're not the same thing. Your brand is how people know, what people know you as. You know, what's the word that comes to mind when they think about your business or they think about you? You are your brand, and that's different from your business, which is selling products and services and having e-commerce or commerce in general. So anyway, sorry, I said all that to say, you need to figure out how you're going to promote yourself and how you're going to present yourself online to stand out and to also be seen in an area that's very crowded, which is the online space. Okay, so let's backtrack. If you missed it, watch the replay. We got some bloopers all in this replay, y'all. My Instagram got shut out because my social media timer went off on me. It's been a mess trying to get started on Instagram. I don't know, Instagram does not want me today, apparently. But anyway, let's go back. 5 steps to starting your online business in 2021. First things first, you need to determine the profitable niche that you want to be in. And I told you that a niche is just an area or a topic or interest that you will have. And you should be interested in it, and you should also be an expert in it. Just bottom line. Don't be in a niche that you don't have any idea about. Like, have some interest in it at least so that you can learn, and then if not, be an expert in the niche that you're going to be in. I gave you guys some profitable niches that you can look into for your online business. Then the second thing I told you is you need to identify the people. Who are the people that you want to serve? Who is your target audience? Who are your target customers? You need to identify that. And quite honestly, that is the most work. People want to put a lot of effort into branding and figuring out their color scheme, their color palette, and how their Instagram timeline is going to look. That is not the most important thing. The most important thing that you need to do in your business is figure out who your customers are and knowing so much about them that is scary, okay? And the reason I say that is because the more you know about your target customers, the more you can market to them and message effectively to them. And within my course, Products of Profit, one of the things that I teach them is how to create a customer avatar, which is basically identifying who your target customer is and learning everything about them. And I remember we were going through the exercise on one of our group calls, and one of my students said, "Oh my gosh, your customer avatar is me." That was the highest compliment ever, because that's what needs to happen. My customer they need to reflect the avatar. These are the people that I'm targeting. So you need to do a lot of work in identifying who your customer is and knowing a lot about them so that you can understand their needs and that you can properly message to them so that you can attract them to your product or service. Okay, so that was identify your people. The third thing was determining your product. So are you going to sell a physical product, or are you going to sell a digital product? Are you going to have a done for you service? Are you going to have a done with you service? You know, figuring out your product tiers, all that stuff literally can come after you know who the person is that you're targeting. And the best product, I said this, the best product are products that your customers ask for. The more you know who your target audience is, the more you know who your target customer is, and the more that you engage with them, the more understanding you have of what product you should be selling. You will have a better understanding of what product they actually want. And I gave the example, like years ago, when I first started selling products online, I remember just creating products that I thought people wanted, or products that I wanted to create. And granted, they sold. However, I look at that period of time versus now when I launch a product and I can have a multi-4-figure launch. It's completely different, because these are products that people want and people are asking for versus me trying to get people to buy something that I thought they needed or that I wanted to create. So knowing your audience is super important, because they will give you the ideas that you need to create the products and services that will serve them, which means that they will ultimately buy. So know your audience, and that way you can determine what your product is. And then the third thing was determine your platform. Again, you don't need a website to have an online business. You can literally sell on social media. There are people who have made millions, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars simply selling on social media like Instagram or whatever. So determine what your platform is going to be. I do encourage you to have a website. I use WordPress for my website. I use Samcart and Etsy for selling, and and my preferred social media platform is Facebook. But, you know, no offense to you guys on Instagram, but you have to figure out what platform that's going to be for you and what's going to work for your business. But more importantly, finding a platform where your audience is at. That's how it has to make sense. Like, I might love Facebook, but I might find out my audience is on Instagram, so I might have to shift my focus and spend more time on Instagram. So you need to figure out what your platform is going to be, whether or not you're going to have a website or not. Either way, you need to have a platform. And then the fifth thing is determining how you will promote your product or service. You have to have a way of promoting. You have to know what your content plan is. You have to identify, you know, if you're going to use promotions or paid promotions, or if you're just going to rely on organic reach to reach your customers. So that all matters, and those are all things that you need to think about, and those steps that you need to take if you want to start an online business in such a crowded online space. Okay, so those are the 5 things that you need. Again, if you missed the beginning, be sure to grab my free guide where I teach you how to package your skills and expertise to make money online. If you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio for that. If you are on Facebook, the link is in the description of this video, or you can visit mamaandmoney.com/FB freebie, as in Facebook freebie. Again, if you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you are on Facebook, the link is in the description, or you can visit mamaandmoney.com/FB freebie. Be sure to join my private Facebook group, the Mompreneur Meetup, where I am going to be going live and talking more in depth on some of these topics. So if you thought that this was useful, then definitely join the Facebook group. If you are on Facebook, just go ahead and like this Facebook page, Mama and Money, and we will send you a personal invite to the group. If you're on Instagram, shoot me a DM and we will get you the link to the Facebook group. If you found this helpful, give me some thumbs up, give me a like, give me a heart, give me a comment. And again, if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments by saying replay so I can say hey to you. Now, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them in the comments. I see some comments going on in Instagram. So let me hop over here. I'm sorry. Instagram, look, I've been on a struggle bus with y'all tonight. Hello, everybody on Instagram. Thank you for so much for this. Really appreciate it. You are welcome. You are welcome. You're welcome. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. If I don't answer them now live, I will answer them when this live is over. I'll answer them in the comments. And then again, if you're on Instagram, I'll leave the replay in my IGTV. If you are on Facebook, I will have the replay up on the Facebook page. All right, guys, if you don't have any questions, I am going to go be with my family for the rest of the evening. So thanks, guys, for joining. Don't forget to share this video with someone who will find it useful. All right, guys, leave your questions in the comments, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.